ನನ್ನ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬೆಂದಕಾಳೂರು ಎಂದೇ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹಲವಾರು ಕಾಳುಗಳ ರುಚಿಯನ್ನು ಸವಿದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆದರೆ ಇಂದು ಒಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಹೊಸ ಕಾಳುಗಳಿವೆ. ಇದು ವಿಶಿಷ್ಟವಾದ, ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸ್ವಾದಿಷ್ಟಕರವಾದ, ವಿಭಿನ್ನವಾದ ಜೆಲಿಬಿ. ಎಂತಹ ರುಚಿ! ನ ಭೂತೋ ನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯತೆ ಎನ್ನುವ ಹಾಗೆ ಇಂತಹ ರುಚಿಯನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ಜೀವಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿಯೇ ಸವಿದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಸವಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸುನಿಲ್ದವರೇ, ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾವು ಇದರ ಸ್ವಾದಿಷ್ಟದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿಸಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
Thank you. So, Bangalore origins from Bendakaluru, which is nothing but town of boiled beans. And our beloved Maharaja of Bangalore has to say that he has been having different kinds of beans all his life, and recently he has been hooked on to a new variety of bean by which he has been having great amount of sugar rush, and that's jelly bean. Okay, and how many of you want to have some more jelly beans? Everyone? But as of now, how many of you are looking out for a demo on jelly beans? So make some noise. So it's been my absolute privilege to welcome on stage my friend and colleague Rahul Kulkarni, who is Senior Product Manager at Google India. Rahul. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. You know, I love jelly beans. I love the eating kind, and I love the jelly bean kind. The real one, right? All of us geeks out here, we believe in this jelly bean comes first, then the eating one. But both are ati adbhuta. All right. So what I'm going to do to you is show you a bunch of demos to show you how the Google Cloud is really part of your life. The first thing I'm going to do is wake up in the morning. I'm at my home. Then I'm going to cut the scene to go to the office and come back home and hang out with some friends. Right? Ready? Let's start with me waking up at home. How many of you wake up with the alarm clock? All right, everyone. So that's what I do as well. The first thing that I actually do waking up is to ask my phone, what's the weather outside? What's the weather outside?
Mostly cloudy in Bangalore. Here's the forecast for the next 8 days.
A couple of things happened here. I just said, what's the weather outside? Did I have to say, what's the weather in Bangalore? No, it just knew my location. The Google Cloud just traveled with me wherever I went. Personalization is this different thing about the web that's new to you today, and it's going to be part of our kids' lives, part of our life in the next couple of years. There is the aspect of the web that is very different today. Remember in 95, 96, how many of you actually accessed the net in 95? All right, some of you here. Remember that little box that you would go to? It had links as a browser. First you connected TCP/IP to a BSNL gateway and it would give you that sound. Right? That was the web. And we had links browser, and links browser was so awesome. That text, you could go down arrow, up arrow, right arrow, and enter to click. Well, the web has become graphical. Do you even remember that text browser today? No, right? It is about graphics today. Everything seems graphical. But the web is moving along. It's personalized. It works with you, with your life. Let's try something different. Who's the Prime Minister of India?
The Prime Minister of India is Manmohan Singh.
Okay, let's break Android there. Manmohan Singh has been the Prime Minister forever, so let's try something different. Who's the President of India?
The President of India is Pranab Mukherjee.
Alright, get it right. It's really hard to beat this at it. So what I'm going to do is show you something more. There are some personalized cards that ship with Jelly Bean. This is part of Google now. And what these personalized cards do is they enable you to get a complete life for you. Whether these are on the weather, I have some meeting later, and it would also pick this up from my calendar and say, hey, you need to go to this place at this time, and here are directions for it. There are different aspects to this, whether you have, based on your previous searches, based on things you have done before, you have things around you, whether it's the Nimmans Hospital, you have the next appointment, or even public transit. You have schedules around places around you. These are some of the sample cards. All in all, the web is getting extremely personalized. Let's say you get done with your morning playing around with your Jelly Bean, just wowed by it, getting some answers. First thing you do is get to news, right? So I'm going to use my Chromebook here. I get on my Chromebook, I'm at home, and then I'm going to get to some news sites. So let's say I go to the Hindu, let's say I go to CNN. What's happening today? Well, rain saved Pune, that's great. What else happened? Oops, Asian stocks drop. Let's see what's that about. Now you know what? Okay, I'll check Asian stocks later. What I also remember is my friend told me last night to check out TechCrunch. There's some nice article here. Oops, what's that? Now, if you're like me, a lot of times what would happen is you would have a missed call from your cab driver. How many of you get that missed call in the morning? All right, many of us familiar with that missed call. Well, in Jelly Bean, missed call has been enhanced. So let me check out that missed call from my cab driver. These missed calls that come here, if you notice what I'm doing is, you see these two fingers bringing out some actions, right? These actions, the callback and even for calendar, for callback and message that you see here, are actions added to every notification now. And you, as developers, have control over it. So if you have an app that has notifications, you have control over what actions show up. So if there's a calendar app, you can say, okay, email all the guests. If you have a game, you can say, buy more virtual goods. This is given to the user in a very unobtrusive way, relevant to the user. So it's something that you can use when developing your apps there. The other thing around what I do is get onto the cab and then get onto Chrome. Love Chrome on Android? Yeah. Alright, so Chrome is available on Android, and then I start, okay, here's a new tab, let me create a new tab. Whoa, what just happened? If you notice on the screen very carefully, look at all the sites mentioned there. It's my email, that was the open tab. It's TechCrunch that I just opened. My tabs on my Chromebook just synced up with my tabs on my Chrome. Why? Because I have logged in on the same ID. Let's go and continue browsing the web. So here's my TechCrunch article. Let me go through TechCrunch. Okay, this is great. I got my articles. I found out something. But wait, what is that Asian stocks article again? So something in the Hindu, right? Asian stocks? Let's see what's that about. I hit the back button on my phone. Remember, I hit the back button on my phone and it went to the Hindu article that was on my phone. Your web literally travels with you. Your Google Cloud is always with you. So first we saw the Google Cloud is extremely personalized. Everything for you, it knows what you are, knows what's going on with your life. Then it's extremely mobile. It follows with your, with your devices. The other thing I want to show you, one of the things I use when traveling in the cab is maps. How many of you use maps on your mobile? Alright, almost everyone. So maps is kind of a part of our life. Now there's always that little one bit of road where network goes bad, right? I'm going to show you something interesting now. Remember, there are two parts to the map. What do you see here? There's a map, and then there's that nice little blue dot. We all love the Android blue dot, right? Now let me let you in a secret. The map and the Android dot are two completely separate things. The map comes from the internet. The Android blue dot is thanks to your phone. Remember that very clearly. I'm going to repeat it again. The map comes from the internet. The Android blue dot is part of your phone. If you had the map offline, your blue dot would still work. That's what we have given you today. So we recently launched offline maps for Google Maps on mobile. Here's how you do it. You click menu. You have this option called Make Available Offline. You can take any viewport, make it available offline. It in fact gives you a nice little window to say, okay, this is the area you're actually making available offline. You can zoom in, zoom out. It estimates the amount of space it's going to take. So this is about 1 meg. Let's say I take all of Bangalore and neighboring areas, estimated size 9 MB. Let's zoom in and say, okay, done. What it also does is, so it starts saving this offline map. And that's available to you even if your network connectivity drops. What's even more amazing is it also takes your starred places with you. So these starred places, so when you're online, let's say you say Niman's Convention Center. I'm at home, let's say for some reason I ran out of my limit on my data plan. I'm at home, I want to get to the Niman's Convention Center. I can go to Niman's Convention Center, search for it, star it, and then go completely offline with the offline map of Bangalore. I will have the blue dot, I will have the Niman's Convention Center map, and I can follow the dot and get there. So that's the power of offline maps, regardless of whether or not your internet connection is perfectly available. Now let's switch some gears. We completed our morning routine. I'm in my cab, came back to office. So entering office is full of colleagues. It's all about working with each other. I'm going to invite my colleague Prasanna to join me on stage here. Prasanna, please come on stage. So Prasanna is my colleague, and Prasanna is going to switch into multiple roles. So Prasanna is my colleague, and he's not just sitting next door. Let's say he's in the United States. He's 12,000 miles away. A lot of what we do at work is about two things. One is there are a bunch of tasks, and then there is collaboration. Traditionally, just like that box that we would go, the links browser, internet connection, work was very similar. You had something to do with work, which is tasks. You work on your documents, spreadsheets, do something, and then you say, oh, now I'm going to share it in a big presentation. It's either a big meeting, it's something that you organize, whether it's a call, something that you get together with. Well, what the Google Cloud has done has made this collaboration part of your regular work life. Tasks and collaboration are one and the same thing. So here I come to office, and Prasanna, let me switch to email. So I'm in the office. Prasanna pings me, brainstorm notes. Oh yes, you know, there was something that we needed to do. We need to get some notes for brainstorm. Let's open up this thing for brainstorming. So I go to my Google Drive. I can create spreadsheet, presentation, document, just about everything. By the way, all of several thousands of companies, hundreds of thousands of companies actually run on this. At Google, we do everything on Google Docs. So I'm going to start this new document called Brainstorm. And if you notice the interface here, there's a big blue button which is the most prominent. That kind of shows you the focus that we have there. It's all about collaboration. So I'm going to share Prasanna's email ID. And both of us are going to be collaborating on this doc. So let's say I'm going to brainstorm some ideas. So just to make it very clear for you, I'm going to type in here below. This auditorium in the cloud. Oh, can we take this auditorium in the cloud? Any more crazy ideas? Let's get rickshaws to charge correctly. Or that. Or let's say something more basic. Find the rickshaw. Or maybe teleportation. All this is good. We're all working simultaneously together. You see Prasanna has joined in, he started typing. You can actually chat with him. I can also put a bunch of comments. So I said, hey Prasanna, cure for cancer maybe someday, but really we are a tech company. And we can actually go back and forth on comments, not the people who are editing the talk, but also people who can be separate and commenting. Now there is one thing. Alright, Prasanna, he always pulls my leg, and that's the fun culture we have there. But what are we going to do is, let's say I'm boarding a flight, and I'm about to board my plane. What's going to happen? A geek's worst fear come true. No internet. Right? That's like, ghosts. When I look at my kid, I think when he's going to grow up, he's probably like, ghosts, no problem. Demons, dragons, fire, no problem at all. Murderers, machine gun, no problem at all. Internet gone, oh my God, what happened? So that's the world we live in today, and I'm going to make that nightmare come true. So if you see me kind of shaking or something, it's just because the internet is going to go. So I've wired this laptop, and I'm going to actually pull the plug off. So what you have is on the left hand side, I have my document here. I'm going to continue putting in my thoughts. So some thoughts when I was offline, have internet in planes, and that's possible. So that's even very common today. Especially when you go to the US, you always assume that's there. Prasanna is typing his own things there. So we are both editing this doc. Let's say get organic dogs. What in the world that means? I remember seeing organic eggs. And what that organic eggs meant was the chicken was free, cage free, and was all over. So let's get back. So my slide lands, and I connect back up. And what's going to happen now is it automatically detects the connection. Everything that Prasanna did appears on my document. Everything that I did appears on Prasanna's document. And you see that thing updating. This is catching up to what happened when we were offline. And boom, we're back in sync. We continue work as is. Nothing happened. So we've taken collaboration. When you're with the Google Cloud, collaboration takes a new meaning. You really want to get onto a level where you don't have to think about collaboration.